Welcome back to the channel. Brandon with Davidson Audio, and today we have another customer install, but it's a first for us. It's a brand new Indian Challenger Elite. Like I said, this is a first for us, not for the channel, but a first Indian Challenger Elite. This is an actual Elite. There's no paint scheme on this. This is one that the customer got a hold of us and wanted us to do a cool audio package on it. So this audio package is going to be a 6 speaker. So we're doing fairing, saddlebag lids, and 8-inch mid bass inside the bags. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take you around, because obviously the Elites come with the, sorry, I'm trying to find, not blaring. The Elites come with 4 speakers from the factory. They have the 2 fairing and then the 6.5s and the saddlebag lids. The customer opted to remain those 2 locations. So we're going to be doing 4 6.5s and then the 2 8s in the bags, dual amps, the whole process. We'll film some of that. We'll time lapse some of that stuff for y'all to see that aspect of it. And then obviously we're going to demo it. So let's check out the bike first, because he's got a few little cool upgrading touches, and then we're going to get into the install bay. As I said, this is the Indian Challenger Elite. So let's start at the fairing. Obviously this has the Powerband 6.5s in the fairing. He has done some Brave Wolf vinyl decals on the front and the rear, give that nice little red touch. It's got the Arlen Ness mirrors here. I'm not sure. Combustion Industries mirror flip brackets here. Those are pretty nice. I like how they beveled these, and then they send you black hardware as well. He's got some Avon grips, some PSR levers. He's got a bunch of Indian accessories on it. That might be, I don't know who, that's Indian's Pathfinder headlight. He's got Pathfinder lights. He's got a cool different fender on the front, more of a sport style. I definitely like that. Changes up the look of the bike. Got the radiator cover. And then other than that, I mean, besides the little toe pegs there, it's about it for mods. Well, ride hard exhaust. But then what's cool is I like these little Combustion Industry little turn signals there. Those are pretty sweet and slick looking. Saddlebag side lights. But other than that, I mean, let's take a look inside the saddlebag. Brave Wolf again. OEM power bands, which we'll be modifying these. And he put some quick disconnects from the earlier Chieftains in there. Other than that, I mean, this bike's fairly stock-ish. So let's go ahead and get this thing rolled inside, put it in the install bay, and get it torn apart. All right, this Elite is a wrap. It is completely finished. We just pulled it out, and yes, the nose or the fairing of the bike is off because the customer's showing up. He wanted to do a little bit of red vinyl on the snorkel piece, so we're gonna do that before he takes the bike. So no reason I'm putting the fairing back on to take it back off to put it back on. So we're waiting for him for that, but this is a great opportunity to turn the camera on and show you how we do our installs, how they look, and give you a complete walk around before we demo this bike. So let's get to it. Like I said, this is a nearly new Elite. Love this color scheme, love how the bike looks. But let's start from the front of the bike and we'll work our way back. This is a dual amp, 6-speaker audio build. We've kind of given y'all some teasers online about what was in the saddlebags. We got a couple of prototype Davidson audio products that'll be hitting the market here soon, but this is revision 1 of them, so we're going to continue revising them, make our final products. So let's take a look at what we've got going on underneath the fairing. Like I said, this is our dual amp package. So as you can see in the middle, that's our 4 gauge to 8 gauge distribution blocks, our DSR1 DSP. We got our first 800 watt amp with that super clean, super tucked wiring right there. Same thing over here. We have our other 804 tucked, zip tied up tight. This amp is doing the fairing and the lids. That one's for the 8-inch mid bass. Everything's zip tied up nice and tight there. We have test fitted the fairing. Everything fits as it should. You can see our water repellent material there, help protect everything. As we go around, again, we've got our tried and true Cicada compression horn speakers. And he had the OEM lids. So what we did is we put the Hertz coax speakers here in the lid. And then this is where we are talking about, we'll go around, our first Davidson audio product. This is a 3D printed speaker baffle. The reason we did that is to help separate the airspace from that 6.5 to this massive 8-inch mid bass, because when you're pushing these extremely hard, this will move so much air inside the saddlebag that'll flutter the 6.5. What I mean by fluttering is when the force from this speaker hitting and the airspace going back in, it'll push the speaker out on the 6.5, which will mess up how that audibly plays. So we went ahead, we 3D printed that. And what's cool about these, which we'll go into further detail in the video of it releasing, is we modify the speaker lid and opening like we did in our video. We drilled out the factory holes, and then we printed these little tabs in this, so that way the screw goes from outside the speaker, through the lid, and into ours, sandwiching everything together. Super tight, super clean. Speaking of clean, our wiring for the lid speaker goes through here, but our mid bass comes down over zip ties right here to our 8-inch mid bass. We got 2 bag supports here. This thing is in there, it's not going anywhere. Sounds super good. The other saddlebag looks identical. And let's talk about the final, or the second product that we prototyped on this one, is our bass knob. When we first started putting bass knobs on this bike, we would put them up here so that way customer could easily grab them. And then after talking with Carlos, he's like, I really don't like that because it's right there in your face, you can easily see it. So this bike has a bass knob hidden on it. Right now you can barely catch the corner of it if you're looking for it. But what we did is we turned these bars, get our cord out of the way. We 3D printed a bracket that utilizes these 2 factory bolts and puts a bass knob right there. So it's nice and hidden. We can easily get to it here, and it's out of sight, out of mind. Absolutely love how this bracket came out. Like I said, from here you can't see it. From over here, if you're looking for it, you can see it. So enough of the talking. Let's get this audio demo going for y'all, and then we're gonna get it all put back together and see what the customer thinks.
Check the tomb all the way through, the grave was empty inside. Ain't no other pull, the greatest miracle of all time. You got power, demons cower when they hear your name call. You got power, there's still towers making light. You got power to devour any counterfeit roar. Even your tongue is a sword, count up the score. Yeah, they tryna mess with your mind or something. They tryna play with crying or something. They wanna see you back off of your calling, yet they tryna mess with your sign or something. For lack of a vision, and people compare us, commit to the climb, even when it hurts. Only two things in life you can control is how you spend time and how hard you work. So hard work, God first, yeah. Hard work, God first, yeah. Hard work, God first, yeah. To the day I'm in the dirt, yeah. Jesus Christ is Lord, yeah. I know who I serve, yeah. And my life was hard, yeah. On my prayer.
All right, so this bike is done. The customer's here to pick it up. We've gone over the system. We've listened to it. We've showed them what's up and we've demoed it. So what are your thoughts on the system?
Man, this is awesome. It sounds so much better than stock. It's a ton more volume, and the biggest thing for me is a lot more mid bass. You got a lot more range of sound. So that's really awesome. That's the best thing about it as far as I'm concerned.
Perfect. So just so people know, you had the Elites come stock with a 4-speaker power band, 2 in the fairing, 2 in the lids. So do you feel like this was an upgrade even without the mid bass, just the fairing and the lids that we chose?
For sure.
It's a good upgrade?
Yeah, for sure. Even over the power band is just mediocre upgrade from stock. So this is a huge difference.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it. We'll let y'all get back on the road to
Thanks, man.
Pensacola.
Appreciate
And like I said, for this video, that's a wrap.